the Leonardo Harmonic Pattern Indicator, which is offered for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms and run it on the chart. Additionally, traders can read this page to understand how the indicator works and functions. We select the indicator file from the Navigator section and execute the indicator by dragging the file onto the chart. Once the indicator is placed on the chart, it begins to identify and draw the Leonardo Harmonic pattern on the price chart. Traders can use the Leonardo Harmonic Pattern Indicator and technical analysis to conduct more specialized analyses on the chart and consider the potential price reversal zone in the harmonic pattern as the D point, identified as the PRZ, potential reversal zone, to enter a buy or sell trade in the market. In this section, the harmonic patterns have been identified and displayed for us. In the settings section, under the input tab, there are options available for us. In the first part, we can set the minimum wave identification length by denom, which is identified and calculated based on the continuous zigzag values. The zigzag values include 3 parameters, but in this section, we can only adjust the first zigzag parameter, The other 2 parameters, which consist of periods of 3 and 3, are hard-coded in the calculations, and the pattern is drawn. In the next section, we can determine the number of candles for identifying pivot points, which is set to 100 candles by default. For example, in this part, the previous point is identified, and the indicator by default examines 100 candles backward and considers the Fibonacci ratio for identifying pivot C. After that, from point C to identify point B, it examines 100 candles, and if a pivot has the Fibonacci ratio of B, it identifies it and displays it with the label B. In the next section, it moves from B to A and from A to X, and bot draws the pattern. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of harmonic pattern lines. In the following section, we can enable or disable the break of the pivot. If this option is set to true for us, it automatically does not consider the breaks and displays the pattern. If we set this option to false, in the next section we can determine the value from the harmonic pivot to the break pivot, indicating how valid it can be for us. Here, by default, it is set to 100 pips, and if I activate that section, only one pattern will be confirmed for me, and the other pattern will be deactivated. Here we see that a break has occurred for us from point X to it happened from point X. The price moved upwards and broke the X pivot here for us. But in the next pattern, now that no break has occurred for us, no pivot has been broken here, and the pattern has formed for us. In the next section, we can set the shift option, which is set to 2 by default. We can use this option as a confirmation for the validity of the pattern. In this section, it is set to 2 by default, which means after the pattern forms and the candle closes, it moves 2 candles forward and then examines the pattern. If I set it to 0, it examines the pattern as soon as the candle closes and displays it. In the next 2 sections, we can enable or disable the display of bullish harmonic patterns and bearish harmonic patterns. We can determine the pattern drawing type, which can be changed based on 5 modes: solid, dash, dot, dash, dot, dash, dot, dot, with the default set to dash. In the next section, we can set the line thickness. And if we set this number higher than 1, the indicator automatically changes the style from dash and other styles we've set to solid, displaying smooth lines for us. And in the last section, we can change the color of the bearish harmonic pattern, the bullish harmonic pattern, and finally, the color of the harmonic pattern display labels to our desired colors. A point to note is that in the MetaTrader 5 platform, the first or 2 options are based on pivots, whereas in MetaTrader 4, they are based on candles. In the first section, pivots are considered for us, and in the second section, pivots as well. For example, if we set the number 10 on the second mode, it examines 10 pivots from point D to Monday, the past, and identifies Fibonacci ratios. Unlike the MetaTrader 4 platform, which examines 100 candles, the more we increase the values of the first 2 options in the MetaTrader 5 and MetaTrader 4 platforms, the larger harmonic patterns it identifies for us, and the more we decrease the values, it considers and draws relatively more suitable patterns. Well, friends, we have reached the end of this indicator tutorial. We would be happy if you share your comments and suggestions with us in the comments section.